want to achieve your first lsit, this is the video that you need to stay watching. Yes guys, in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating to you how you can achieve your first lsit. And I'm joined here with my lovely calisthenics student, Joe, who's going to be helping me to demonstrate some of the exercises that's going to help you to get your first lsit. Let's get to it. Okay guys, so the first exercise that we're going to be demonstrating is the lsit raises. Now this one is going to be really helpful for helping to build your hip flexors. A lot of people who struggle to do an lsit often have weaker hip flexors. So this is a first exercise I would recommend in order to help to build your hip flexors, which will help you in turn to help that lsit. So Joe's going to demonstrate the lsit raises. So you're going to keep your hands close to your knees. Now, one thing, the closer you have your hands to your knees, the harder it will be to lift. So if you can't bring your hands close, you can bring your hands a bit further back and then try to lift your legs. So Joe is just going to demonstrate how that's going to look with the hands behind. Yeah? So lift, up and down. So as you can see, she's pulsing up and the legs are not touching the ground. So you want to keep the hands very still and the legs nice and straight. There's no bend at the knee, and really contract, keeping the hands nice and tight, bringing it up and down. Yeah? Okay, relax there, Joe. Now, some people will struggle with that basic movement. If you're struggling to bring your legs up, what you can do is bring the bands around your back. So you can use a resistant band and put one on one foot and one on the next foot. I'm going to get Joe to demonstrate that, how that's going to look. So you're going to come around, put one on one side, like so, and the next one, like this. Yep. So what this is going to do is going to help to give you more assistance, more leeway to lift your legs. So you can see she should be flying now. So up and down, pick it up, good. That's it. So you can see it's a lot more easier because the band is assisting to bring the legs up. Now with these ones, you want to do about 3 to 5 sets, 15 reps, 12 to 15 reps. I like to keep the reps high because the hip flexors are smaller muscles and they do tire quite quickly. So you want to build up that endurance, and this is what the rep range I would recommend for that. Now there is another exercise you could do. If you can't do the both legs, you can do the single leg raise. Now she's going to hold the same position with the hands, legs straight, pike position, so both legs together, leg on the other side, and you're going to bring one leg up. Yep, so Joe, up and down, good, just like that. So with this one, you can do 12 to 15 reps. Make sure you do both sides. Again, keep the legs nice and straight, quads nice and tense. You don't want to have a bend at the knee. So you make sure you do both sides. Okay, so this is an alternative, another exercise that you could do if you're struggling with both legs. But also, as I said, there's another exercise that is really helpful for building your hip flexor muscles. So the second exercise we're going to go into is the straddle lifts. And this one is really great for building the hip flexors. Now, a lot of people might struggle with this one, hence why I've got the bands here, like how we did the there's pike press. We're going to do the same thing with the bands. But Joel's just going to demonstrate how the straddle lifts look. So you're going to press against the floor, keeping the legs straddled and pushing the legs up and down. Now again, you don't want the legs to touch the ground, you want to try and keep it up. So you're going to really feel it on those hip flexors and also your quads as well. Are you good there, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. Right, so the next one we're going to do, if you can't lift your legs like this, because a lot of people, they may struggle to do that, what you can do is use the resistant band, like how we did with the pike lifts. You're going to use the resistant band same way. So you're going to put one side, and then you're going to put it round. You can bring the leg in. Perfect. Just like that. And what this is going to do is help to assist you with lifting the legs. Now, again, if you can't do it without the band, this will be a good starting point for you. And then as you get stronger, as your hip flexors get used to the movement, then you can do it without. So just like that, as you can see, it's helping her to get a bit more higher, more lift, and just pressing her. Good, lovely, and relax. Thank you there, Joe. So that one is really good, not only for your hip flexors, but also you're gonna feel your deep abdominal core working. Okay guys, so the third drill we're gonna get into is a really great and effective compression drill, but it is slightly difficult. So I would say to really take your time with this one. If you can't do this one, then just resort back to the 2 exercises that I showed you, but this one is a bit more harder, but you can give it a try. Now, Joe's gonna demonstrate how this is gonna look. So what you're gonna do is assume an lsit position with your legs on the wall. She's gonna press forward, so sitting the knees in, right on the quad, and then she's gonna push out, trying to keep her head down to your knees, yeah? So this requires a bit of hamstring flexibility and compression strength, but this is really gonna help to build your compression. And as you can see, we're assuming that lsit position, yeah? So just give us a couple more there, Joe. You're gonna go in, and you'll make sure you breathe out as you push out. Good, 1, last one, and push, and 2. Good, and relax. Okay. Perfect. Now, one thing that people might struggle with is keeping the legs on the wall. Sometimes your legs may slide. You really gotta push your toes on the wall so that you maintain that balance. Now, again, you have to use a suitable wall that would allow you to keep that balance so that your legs doesn't slide. Okay guys, so the 4th exercise that we're gonna go into is a tuck hold. Now this is an isometric drill, which is gonna really help to build your core strength and also just help you to strengthen that position for the lsit. Okay, so I'm gonna get Joe to demonstrate how that's gonna look. Now, this requires some arm strength to begin with. If you don't yet have that, I'm gonna give you a couple exercises that you can do that's gonna really help with your arms, so your triceps, shoulders. So yeah, we're gonna go with it now. So Joe's gonna hold. So as you can see, she's nice and tucked. She's compressing her abs, so her abs is nice and engaged, and her legs is off the ground, so there's no touching of the ground at all. So she's just gonna hold there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Good, well done, Joe. Perfect. So that is really good for helping to build that foundation and that base. Isometric drills is always a good thing to do for helping to build strength in your core and also just overall strength. Like as you can see, she's having to have her arms nice and straight, and legs tucked, so the hip flexors are involved as well. So yeah, this is another drill that I would highly recommend if you really want to get your lsit. Now, in terms of the time duration to hold, you want to aim for 30 seconds for a full hold, but if you cannot hold for 30 seconds, you can do 5 seconds or 10 seconds, whatever you can hold to begin with. And then gradually, as time goes on, the more you do it, if you're doing it 2-3 times a week, gradually try to increase that time to increase your strength. Okay guys, so another thing I'm gonna touch on, if you cannot hold the tuck at all, what you can do is this drill here, which is just an isometric kind of hold. You're gonna keep your arms nice and straight, bring the legs a bit back, and you're gonna hold that position. So you wanna really engage your core, and you're gonna try and hold that for 30 seconds. You can do 3-4 sets of these. You can even also add in some leg lifts. So you can lift one leg, next leg. So this is again gonna help to build your hip flexors, but also helping with your core and that isometric position which she's holding here. Now another thing you can do as well, so if you tuck your knees, Joe, in the front position, so keep it at the front. You can also, if you can't hold both legs up, you can do one leg hold at a time. So Joe's gonna hold, one leg really compress. You can hold 15-20 seconds there. Yeah, and then make sure to switch the other leg, and you're gonna hold there. Another drill you can do as well in addition is what Joe's gonna do. So you're gonna have one leg up, and then you're gonna slowly switch to the other leg. So slowly switch, that's it, and you're just gonna bring the leg down, just like that, bringing the other knee up, okay? So this is another few exercises that you can play with that's gonna really help to build up your hip flexors and your core.
In terms of building arm strength for the tuck hold, I would recommend doing these tricep dips. This is really going to help to build the strength within your arms so that you can hold that isometric position. If you don't have these parallel bars at hand, what you can do is use a box or something that you can put your hands on.
Okay guys, so the fifth exercise, we're getting a bit more advanced here. This is taking that you can do the other drills to a good standard. So you always want to build the foundations first before you go on to the harder drills. But I want to give you a variety of drills to do and exercises so that you can work through these, okay? So the next one we're gonna do is we're gonna play around with that tuck hold and we're gonna kick the legs out to an L-sit and then quickly coming back in, yeah? So this is gonna help to build that endurance within your hip flexors and also with your core as well, okay? So Joe's gonna demonstrate a few. So legs out, kick it out and in, out and in, out and in. Good, one more. Lovely. So this one requires a lot of endurance, especially with your hip flexors. So again, I would aim for 5 to 12 reps to begin with. And then when you get stronger, when your endurance is better, you can do 15, even 20 reps. Yeah, so this is going to really help to strengthen your L-sit and make it a lot more stronger when you hold it. Okay guys, so that is it. Those are some of my top drills and exercises that I would recommend to you guys if you want to achieve the L-sit. Now guys, I would highly recommend that you take your time with these drills. Start off with a drill that you can do and then slowly build up. Do not rush. The most important thing I would say when you're trying to achieve the L-sit is those hip flexors. That's what most people struggle with. So if you do these drills, the strengthening hip flexor drills, you're really gonna help you to achieve your L-sit. Okay? So I just wanna say thank you to Joe for joining, my calisthenics student for joining in on the video to help demonstrate the exercise for you guys. Please do drop a like on this video if you found it useful for yourself, and also drop a comment if there's any other skills or drills that you wanna learn. I will be sure, or I'll try my best to do a video for you guys to help you in that area, okay? So thank you guys again, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.